I'm actually at the Canton Trade Fair, which is China's most prominent export fair. You wouldn't be able to tell because there's not a whole lot of activity behind me, but that's because the Canton Fair just wrapped up for the day. The fair runs multiple weeks, and it's based in the manufacturing heartland of Guangzhou. And the point of the fair is really to connect buyers from all over the world, including the United States, with Chinese manufacturers of consumer products. So this fair has been going on for decades, but this year it's all about the trade war, and people are really nervous about it. So the main discussion has been about what to do to try to minimize the impact of President Trump's tariffs. American buyers and Chinese manufacturers have been working together to try to find ways to tweak products so they avoid being taxed. In fact, there was one American buyer who told me that he was able to work out his frying pans so that they don't have gift wrapping on them as they did normally, because the packaging would be hit by a 10% tariff. Now, the second theme that I'm hearing over here is that the American buyers are saying that they're still quite dependent on China, and that it's going to be a lot harder to move supply chains than you'd think. This is what one American buyer told me earlier today.
These supply chains have been developing for like 30 years. So just pulling out is not an option for my company or for many companies. These are robust supply chains. Not just the factories, but the printers that support the factories, the other suppliers.
But what I found most surprising today is how Chinese manufacturers are working out deals for non-Americans. There were several people from the Middle East, India, Pakistan, and especially one Indian buyer who said that he was surprised at how low Chinese manufacturers would go in terms of pricing. So while these buyers not from the United States are getting cut better deals because Chinese manufacturers are worried about the trade war, American buyers are trying to work out the costs, which they're seeing much more of. Guys?
Hey, Eunice. Just as part of this, the discussion that we're having, in the past month, there is a detectable, I guess, downgrade of the prospects for a near or intermediate term resolution for this whole mess. At least I'm hearing with a lot of guests that come on here, and I'm hearing Cold War and years and decades, and that the U.S. is interested in a lot more than just intellectual property and tariffs, but even I've heard the words regime change actually bandied about. Is it the same way where you're? I mean, are you seeing it over there as well, that it's decidedly more pessimistic?
Yeah, I've heard Cold War. I've definitely not heard regime change. That's not something that the state media or the Communist Party would want to be talking about. But there is that level of uncertainty here that people said, we just don't know how long this is going to last. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of Chinese manufacturers are looking for other places to try to drum up business. Now, the overall perception, I think, in the White House has been that if they continue to keep hitting China with these tariffs, that you would see exports shrink to the United States, and also that maybe global supply chains would start moving out of the country. But I think what I'm learning here is that there really is a limit, because as one American buyer told me, he said he just doesn't see any other country that has the size and the scale of China.
Things can change quickly. I hope all the TV sets didn't go off over there when I said regime change, but. But, you know, remember Canada? Friday, it was like, oh, no way. Canada's done. They walked away. By Sunday, we had a U.S. and we had a new you know, things can change quickly. Who knows, Eunice, with the way things work. But thank you.